Hello there, it's Patrina again. Do you have a couple minutes? And today I want to know if you have a couple minutes to talk about some lessons learned in business. So I was talking to a few colleagues of mine from different organizations, and we were talking about lessons that we had learned as we grew into different leadership roles. And I thought that I would share a few of those lessons with you. So today I want to share three of those lessons with you. The first one is don't allow emotion to make a decision on behalf of your rational mind. Sometimes we might get frightened of something and our emotion may tell us to run, but our rational mind may tell us that running might cause more harm than good. So think about if you were maybe in a forest and you came upon a bear or a bear came upon you. In our mind, we might want to run, but we know that the experts tell us that that's not the best thing to do, that we need to try to appear larger and not make sudden movements. So that same thing happens in business where sometimes we might have some strong emotional tie to a situation or wanting to do something. And we base decisions, or we can have a tendency to base decisions on emotion rather than really just taking a step back and really objectively looking at the situation and looking at the facts at hand and making a decision based on that information and perhaps based on some of our experience. So, lesson number one was don't allow emotion to make a decision on behalf of your rational mind. Lesson number two was learn from those with experience. Things are not always what they appear to be on the surface. And the bottom line here is that experience is a good teacher. We need to take time to really benefit from the lessons that others share with us and that we learn firsthand. For example, we were talking about that there are many times meetings before the formal meeting. And so it appears as though something is happening in a meeting and it just kind of came up, but there's a lot of preparation that actually happens before meetings and conversations. We talked about people being really anxious to, take on some new role or responsibility and not understanding that their naivete or lack of experience in a part of the role may actually put them at a disadvantage. So learn from those with experience and just keep in mind that there's more than what meets the eye. There's always more underneath the surface. And then the final thing I want to share with you today is that business is personal. Never forget it's about relationship. So when we're interacting with people or we want to get something, we're interacting with people. So when we interact with other people, it truly is about relationships. So we need to ask ourselves questions like how can we serve someone? How can we meet a need? How can we fill a gap? How can we clarify a matter? And in order to do this, we must first listen to understand, and then we can interact to be understood. So, final lesson was business is personal. Never forget it's about relationship and really trying to understand what it is that that other person in the dynamic or other people in the dynamic need, want, they're lacking, or they need clarified. And if we can help them with that, then we can then interact to be understood in terms of what we think might be a good thing to do in business or in a situation. And with that, that is my few minutes for today. I hope that you found that these have been interesting lessons, that this has been a topic that you found inspiring, something to help you think, learn, grow, and ultimately lead a more fulfilling life. I hope that if you are enjoying these messages that you will like them and share them with others so that they can come along our learning journey as well. I am so appreciative of you being here. Quick reminder to check out the show notes for some details or a short synopsis on these lessons that have been shared today. And I hope to see you back next time. Until then, bye bye.